Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of what we call Behind the Curtain. My name is Stacy and this is the lovely Amie. What we talk about is a bunch of different things, in particular things like business. We have our own businesses, we're parents of 3 kids and a bunch of other things, relationship chats we have as well. So if this is something you're into, we'd love for you to join us on our journey. Hit that subscribe button and join us every time we put out a podcast. Today's episode number 8, I think it is, eh?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we've done 8.
I know, it's been a minute since we last did one. So first one for the new year for 2023.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. Hey guys, thank you again for joining us. It really is a great pleasure to have you with us today, wherever you are, if you're watching this or listening while you're out and about. As I say, my name is Stacy, this is Amie, and first podcast of the year, bub, so it's been a minute since we last put one out.
I know, we were just saying before we came on that I don't think we've done one since like November last year.
Yeah, fuck it. It's been crazy, really.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But a lot's been happening since then, but a few updates that we want to share with everyone.
Yes.
Which is great. So we've got a few topics to talk about today. We want to talk about updates about what's been happening, what's been going on with Miiyami recently, even with myself and what's been happening with me. Lots happened there. And then also, a lot of people probably can relate to this one. I've been talking to a few people, in particular parents, is the challenges of school holidays recently.
Yeah, far out.
Man, that was brutal.
Real brutal.
But yeah, we'll tap into that. But I mean, just off the bat, it just felt like lockdown again. But that weather was a killer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll get into it. So first of all, what's that update for what's been happening?
So, well, I kind of feel like you need to update us more of what's been happening with you, because in November, what happened?
That's true. I actually handed my notice in with my company after almost, 16 close to 16 years, which was something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. And you and I had these chats.
Yeah.
I mean, I was with the company for 16 years. And I was doing my side hustle, I'd do my job from 8 till 6, come home, hang out with the family for a bit, and then often from 9 till sometimes 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd be doing my side hustle, so, and I'd do that on the regular. And I just, it was just for me, for going to work, I was doing the same thing for so long, and it just felt like, I don't know what you call it, death by a thousand cuts, a lot of things were happening in the background, even at work. And I was just completely over it, and I just wanted a change. And so, I mean, the great thing is that what really helped me was your support, to be honest. We were messaging that day, and we've had conversations, the last couple of years about me wanting to leave, right? About I'm just over it and done with it. But I felt like I had to stay because we've got the mortgage to pay, put food in our cupboards, clothes on the kids' backs, house to help us out to protect us. And that was always the thing. I was like, I can't because I need to pay bills, and I always felt that I'll make sure I'll get my business up and running first and then dive into it.
Yeah.
But if I look at it, that was probably more of an excuse.
Yeah.
About just the fear of actually going and doing my own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just using the money thing as an excuse, And I just got to the point where I'm just like, I'm fucking over this. I'm done with it. I just need a change. I want it. Ultimately, it was just to find happiness.
Yeah. It started to affect your mental health.
It really did.
And I just remember that day, like for so long you've been saying, I can't wait for the day that I can just wake up and I don't have to battle with the friggin' traffic and drive into the office, and I can just do my own thing. And I almost felt like it built a little bit of resentment towards me because I was able to do that. And so you'd see me kind of getting up and you'd be like, so what are you doing today? I'm like, well, I've got to go fabric shopping, and then I'll, da-da-da. And you're like, fuck, I just feel I can't wait till I can do that, So that day that you messaged, and it was my reply to you, that you were like, shit, okay, yep, we can't,
Yeah, your reply was all time. Like, we were going back and forth chatting about it, and then you just said, okay, cool. Your mental health means more than anything. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
and
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll figure it out. And that just meant so much to me. And I was like, because I was expecting you to go, well, how are we going to pay? What are we going to do for this? And how are we going to pay for that? And it was just such a relief to hear you say your mental health means more. And, so it was just such a nice feeling to have you support me, have my back about that. So So it happened pretty quickly, and now what I'm doing is just I'm starting to build my own business, Votion, which is exciting. So for those out there who don't know, I have my own company called Votion. What is Votion? Votion is what I consider it to be like a lifestyle, but also a creative brand as well. The word Votion doesn't actually exist, which is great, and I made it up myself. It's the joining of two words, visual emotion, because I think everything you look at creates an emotion within you. And so I think everything is a visual emotion. So I smashed the two words together, created the word Votion. So what I want to do is I want to create a lifestyle brand, but also I want to create some cool content, and I want to just, like help others with creating content as well, help businesses with creating content, just all heaps of stuff around that. So I think and every business needs a content creator.
Totally, yeah. Especially these days, just everybody consumes everything on social media.
Yeah, or some sort of way. Podcasts that we're doing.
Like 80, 75, 80.
Well, even like them, they're starting to get onto Facebook. Yeah. We're not starting, but they're getting on Facebook.
Yeah, look at Mum.
Yeah. Loves it.
Yeah.
Loves an emoji.
Yeah. Loves a comment.
Shout out to the MIL, the mother-in-law. the MIL. But yeah, so that's been happening. So the first month of December was so much fun. It was such a good feeling to wake up, like just the feeling of happiness every single day. It was great. It was, I was going and doing, I was being able to do what I want to do, but the most important thing was create a routine. If you're going to do something, and if you're going to do something challenging like that, just start out doing your own thing, is you could easily sit around and just sort of, I'll get to it later. But if you've got a routine, like I was reading my book every day, because what I used to do was just grab my phone. First thing I do, wipe the sleep from my eyes, grab my phone and then start scrolling. And I'd noticed that after that, I'd kind of feel not depressed, but just sort of a little bit down, I guess you could say. Because you're seeing, like people's Instagram or social media look like they're having the time of their lives, because that's what that platform's about. But even like you might get an email and you're just like, like somebody wanting something from you. And instantly you're in a negative sort of mindset where you might get a text, that just puts you in a bad mood.
Yeah, or a reminder of a late payment fee or something like that. That's more for me.
Yeah. Or an emails that, just, I don't know, just all these different things that you'll just, again, it was just like just chipping away at you. So before your feet even hit the ground of getting out of bed, you're already in a bad mood.
Yeah.
So I shifted that. Instead of grabbing my phone, I grabbed my iPad and start reading a book every day. I'd set myself like a target of 15 to maybe, 30 minutes a day, get up, do a workout, have breakfast, and then take the kids to school, So that was such a good routine, and that would get me constantly moving,
Yeah.
And it felt so good. So now I know exactly what you feel like, every day. So it's such a good feeling. And your mental health, if anything is what I can suggest, is anybody has the idea or thought of wanting to quit your job, a couple of tips to think about is have a plan in place about what you want to do. Maybe also look at your finances as well, if you can actually do it. I was lucky I had a bit of annual leave owing, so I had that sort of backing, that support. So I can think, okay, I've got that much time to be able to cover bills and things like that.
Yeah.
But also the other thing as well is create a routine. Don't just sit around and just freaking out going, shit, how am I going to, am I going to do this? Is it going to work? Am I going to fail? Like once you start getting those thoughts in your head, you start going in a downward spiral.
Yeah. Next thing you're watching Netflix and ordering Uber Eats.
Right. Like, which I'm so glad I never did any of that, I was out trying to create and connecting with people and it's been so much fun. But yeah, so what's that now? So the end of November that happened. So December, January, what are we now? February. So coming up 3 months. There's still a long way to go, but it's just a long journey, that's what I'm looking about. But again, it's just purely about happiness, Yeah. And so I just want to say thank you for having my back and supporting me. So that's kind of cool.
But we were just saying the other day how it almost feels like we've only just started our working year because far out, that was like 7 weeks of
school holidays.
And it just, as you said before, it felt like lockdown literally. Also because we kind of just didn't really feel like we had a summer holiday. Usually we go to Whangamata every year. We didn't go until later this year or this time because of the weather, because the weather was so shit and we're like, what's the point in going down there? There's nothing to do when it's raining. So we left it for a while, and when we got down there, we were there for like a week, and 6 out of those 7 days were pizzing with rain. And it just, so we didn't feel like we had that summer holiday, hey. And then we came back to Auckland and it was the same.
Yeah, just so I don't know if anybody, I mean, if you're looking, listening from outside of Auckland, we had these horrific, like, rain fucking dumpings. Just the weather's been terrible here in the Upper North Island in particular.
Yeah.
Like where we had 800 times the amount of rain we would normally get in a January, had massive floodings. And so like now the beaches are polluted, so we can't go to the beach. What we usually do, like in the evenings go for a swim at the beach, we'd go have picnics at the beach during the day. But we haven't been out, even the little things like for the kids, going to playgrounds, like they would, and so they've been stuck inside. So we've been trying to work.
Yeah.
But then, like, because our house is not the biggest, we're just, our desk is literally in the lounge. And so the kids.
I'm sewing here, you're there, the kids are there. And
just at arm's reach from each other. And so, so it's just that. And because it's not the kids' fault. I mean, they want to get out and do stuff as well. Because every day, like this, that was the thing as well. Like as soon as we wake up, 7 o'clock in the morning, Dad, what are we doing today?
Oh my God.
Like, bro, let me just,
Yeah.
And then they were just always wanting to do stuff. But meanwhile, in the back of my mind or our minds, we've got this work to do. We've got Miiyami launch coming up, and we need to be doing this, and this. And they were just relentless. They were, then they'd be arguing with each other. The kids would be arguing to each other.
Yeah. Then we'd end up snapping and being like, oh, fine, I'll take them out. So you work and I'll take them out. And then you'd come home and I'd be like, okay, sweet, I'll take them over to mum's or something so you could work. And it was just tag in, tag out all day, every day.
Yeah.
Far out, it was tough.
Yeah, and so because we couldn't go out, that's why it probably felt like lockdown again.
Yeah.
But I mean, here we are fucking complaining and whinging about it. At the same time, we're super grateful for it,
Exactly.
Imagine like if I was working still, you'd just have to be home.
Yeah, well, that's what it's normally like, yeah.
So I was kind of grateful on that, and I just found myself snapping at the kids a lot.
I know. I felt so stink. I was exactly the same.
I had to apologise to the kids at one point. I had said to them, hey, look, I'm really sorry for the way I've been snapping at you. I just want to let you know it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Because kids, they go in their head and be like, oh, if only I'd done this.
They think it's them all the time, yeah.
And I said, okay, guys, I'm really sorry for the way I snapped at you, the way I've been speaking to you. I'm going to do better. And I had to check myself.
And then I remember the next day, it was like, I don't know, something happened and it was like a really stressful day in our house. And I think you were like, hurry up then, get your togs and everything, get in the car. Da, da, da. And Hendrix like turned to me and goes, Dad just said he was going to be nice and now look, he's angry again.
That was a shocker day as well. Get to the pool where the pool was closed, playgrounds were closed.
Yeah,
it was like, oh my God. It was an outdoor pool, by the way. So, but yeah, just anyway. But back to my story. I did apologise to them. I wanted to let them know that I'm going to try and do better. Yeah, the word try.
Yeah. Well, I did try, but
yes, I thought that counts. They say, right? Yeah. But yeah, so that was been the challenge, and then of course we had a Miiyami launch during January because what we've done now that I've got this opportunity, this time now to help focus on Miiyami. So we've set ourselves roles now, right? So my background is I was sales manager here for a company here in New Zealand for a sporting company. So I know, like I've got a bit of analysis on businesses and setting targets and all that sort of stuff, marketing, all that sort of stuff. So I want to sort of take on board that, which just frees up your time to be able to just create, which is exciting for you, right?
Oh my gosh, the day that you said to me, you don't need to worry about all that stuff, all the admin things and everything anymore. All you need to do is design. And I was like, oh, that is the best thing you've ever said.
So I'll take care of social media, website, payments, just all the back end of having a brand.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to do that yourself before,
Yeah.
Which is obviously challenges.
It's just, it's just not my thing.
So we're doing a launch for Miiyami, a launch in January because we've set ourselves targets for the month now. We look back at what Ames did last year, and she did amazing last year. You did actually amazingly without even realising.
I know, when you were going through the figures and you're like, how much do you think you made last year? And I just threw a figure out and it was like a quarter of what I actually did make. And we're like, holy shit. So I made that without actually really trying and just doing everything like off the cuff and, I think I might just launch something. Oh, I found this cool fabric. I might throw up a new dress, you know.
No plan at all.
No plan at all. Driving without a steering wheel.
That's aims to a T though. But anyway, so now that we've got this, I've just sort of pulled everything back in to go, this is our targets for the month, each month. We need more of a content strategy. We need to know exactly who your client is. We did some deep diving into that. We did some, like a real good strategy day, which is really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Which is now going to help us. And now that the kids are back to school, we can sort of start to implement that, So I've been doing heaps of work behind that. And it's great that you've been doing a lot of design work. So talk us about your launch that we did in January.
So we launched sort of midway through January, and it was not really like any other launch, I guess.
In what way? What do you mean?
In what way? Well, we'd just spoken about how we were so busy with the kids and everything. And so I was just barely on social media. Like I was barely posting anything. I was hardly on stories. We decided on a launch day, and I think it all just came back on me, really. I hardly really promoted the collection, never really spoke about it too much. At the time, I was quite busy with doing a few modelling shoots and, in the couple of weeks gearing up for the before the launch. And it was kind of just the week of the launch that I started speaking about it and was like, oh, by the way, we're launching a collection on Thursday. It's a pre-sale. It's only open for 3 days, which is a really short amount of time compared to what I have done in the past. Usually I would have a pre-sale open for about a week. It just didn't really go that great. I didn't sell what I thought I was going to sell. The Lunar Tanks went really well, as they do most collections. So
is that the Lunar Tank you're wearing
this
today?
Is the Lunar Tank, yeah. But it was a big learning curve for us, wasn't it? We were just, and I didn't get, for the first time, I didn't get upset about not selling anything, because I was like, I expected it. Like, we didn't make any content. I hardly spoke about it. It was all just really rushed. And almost on the day, I was like, oh, shit, that's right. We're launching tonight, so...
Because we're also distracted by the kids as well. Here we are using excuses, but that's kind of our reality. We had intentions to do all these different things, but just, Mom, I'm dead. Look at this. Mom, look at that. Where are we going today? Mom, I'm bored. What are we? I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I just can't concentrate on more than one thing at once, especially when it comes to my work. I know you're a bit different. You're able to have lots of things on the go. I'm doing this show. I've got this project going on, blah, 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 blah. Whereas when I'm in my creative space, I just have to really zone in on it, and it just occupies my mind, And I just felt the constant interruptions from the kids were just taking me away from it all the time. And I was still trying to think of a name for the collection, like on the day or the day before launch. And we just we were apart. I think I had the kids out and you were at home working on the website and everything. And we were just like, what the fuck are we doing? We are not doing this again.
So the great thing is we learnt a lot, about what we need to do in terms of timelines.
Yeah.
We need to catch up more about, where are we at with these things? So we, how's social media looking? When do we need to do photo shoots? What are product descriptions?
Yeah.
All these different things, then getting the fabrics and then turnaround time. So, I guess, and if there's a silver lining in it all, we learnt a lot, So we're like, because we both said to each other, we're not fucking doing that again,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which is another good thing. So, but fair to say we are quite a way behind budget. Looking at the numbers.
Yep.
So we need to really work on that. But what we realised as well, we need to communicate a lot more with the community.
Yeah.
In terms of being more interactive with them, building a community more, just getting more content out there. And at the moment, we're really only doing it on one platform, right? So, which is so bad.
Instagram.
So bad.
Yeah.
So we need to be doing it way more, emails, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, podcasts, things like that. So, so hence the reason why we're getting back into it.
Yes. So, I'm busy doing my new collection, which is coming at the end of this month.
Awesome.
It's been kind of a tough one to design, really, because so the theme is a black and white collection. I found a whole ton of new fabrics that I really want to use, heaps of ideas with designs, but I'm finding myself doubting my designs a little bit because of the weather. And you're like, it's only in Auckland that we're having this bad weather, but it's almost sort of like, oh my gosh, have people just given up on summer? Do I still want to launch, this summery dress? Is anyone even going to buy it? But I have to always come back to basics and go, I just need to make stuff that brings joy to me and that I really love, because I always feel like that energy then projects to everybody else, Of course, not saying that what I love everybody else is going to love, but yeah,
and that's right. And so you are designing because this is what you get joy out of. And when you feel like it's just like an artist, right? If you were painting something or taking photos or creating some sort of art, you love it more when you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and you can tell in the work that that you create. And so we'll be able to put that out. So we got to figure out a date yet. Today's the date of what are we today? Is the 10th of Feb.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
TBC.
Just keep on the website, on the social media channels.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's good to be back again though.
It is really good to be back.
It does feel good to be back.
Yeah.
So this week it's just been great having my own thoughts, being able to create what we want to create, being able to work on our business, being able to do stuff as well. So it's actually quite cool to be back on the podcast again.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate everybody that does follow us and really enjoys taking the time to hang out with us, which we truly appreciate. So keep following along. We've got heaps more coming up this year. We need to put out way more, or we are going to put out way more content. Those are the three topics we wanted to talk about today. Short and sharp, this one here. So it was more about what I've been up to. So big changes for me.
Big change in our household.
In our household, that's it. So hopefully we're going to see, and hopefully it spins off to, the rest of the family as well, like they can sort of, what I'd love to be able to do is inspire them to chase their dreams.
Yeah.
They don't have to do a typical 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
It gives them an opportunity. They see that their parents are creators and entrepreneurs. I use that term loosely, but they want to start their own business. When we hear about the kids talking, they are thinking entrepreneurial kind of styles. Yeah. Like the kids are wanting to buy something and they're saying, well, if we get rid of our toys, if we sell our toys, then I'll get money for that and I can save for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully what we're doing is spinning off onto them. And kids are sponges, they do absorb what goes on around them and hopefully they can see what we get up to.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, have anything else you want to sort of bring up today?
I don't think so, no. I think we're good. We just we'll keep everybody updated with the new collection that's coming out and
definitely watch the space. And if anybody needs any content, they know where to come. If they need any fashion advice, they know where to go. See Ames. Ames is very talented. She's very humble about it. She is very, very great at putting together outfits. So if you ever want to talk to Ames about putting together outfit, hit her up at Miiyami.
Yes.
MIIYAMI _ and she'll definitely be able to help you out with that. But
thanks for the plug.
I think that's us. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening, watching, rocking with us. We really appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Maybe share it with somebody that you may think would find this interesting. But this is us behind the curtain. My name is Stacy. This is Amie, and we can't wait to see you in the next one. See you then. Peace.